Hey guys, I had to turn the temperature down before I roasted my brother in his room. Okay. Let me get me shared in. Thank you, Grace. Okay. It wasn't letting me share a minute ago, so let me try again. It's being a pain in the butt. Thank you, Stephanie. Or not Stephanie. Why did I say Stephanie? Thank you, Jennifer. Sorry about that. My head is all stuffy. I guess not really stuffy is the word. I think it's allergies, but I'm hoping, I guess, it's allergies. So we will see. Okay, did it go into the group or did I not send it into the group? For some reason, it's not showing up there. I'm just going to copy it. There we go. That works out better. Okay. Gently get my mouse out before I hit a button. Callie, get in here. Come on. Unless you want shut out. Come on, sweetie. I don't have my Bendy with me because my Bendy abandoned me for my brother. My first live without Bendy in a long time. My goodness, I don't know how to act without a bin. She's so stinking ornery and cute. I don't get to normally go live without her. Ever. I'm not going to know how to act having a whole chair to myself. Literally, you'll probably see me scooting to stick in front of the seat by accident, forgetting that there's no Bendy behind me. Oh my goodness. My brain. She tends to kick me. She knows how to kick me just right to get me to move forward. Anyways, so today is our red, white, and blue event. And I probably don't have my scissors in here, but that's okay. I have other scissors. I was making some extra stuff for my bazaars coming up and my Tuesday market. on, the light. The sun just went down back there, so let me turn this on. Because I was out of a lot of stuff, so I was trying to remake some stuff up and some new stuff. So some of my stuff is in here and some's in the other room. Kind of a mess, but that's okay. Okay. So, today's event is kind of shorter. We did have some cancellations. But we ended up having to split the day in two because most of the people were only available tomorrow. However, I'm not available tomorrow, so Wendy and I decided to do this event together, and then that way she can cheer out tomorrow because I have a birthday party I have to go to tomorrow for my nephew and my brother-in-law. And then there's another birthday in there too. Where is that? Oh, there it is. Sometimes I hate having a background that has color on my computer because it makes it difficult to see some of the icons. There's another one here. Get this really quick. Okay, I guess it is saved somewhere else. That's okay, I'll just use this one. I just didn't want to use one I've already used. So let me shrink this down really quick. Oh shoot, wrong printer, hold on. Bad thing about having more than one printer is you can sometimes accidentally almost print to the wrong one. Jeez. Okay, let me get back off of this. Okay. Hi, Judy. And I think I did not put that in there, but I'll fix it. Up next is going to be Kiss a Frog Crafts with Judy. She's going to be the last one for today. And then tomorrow is going to be starting at 1 p.m. Eastern, which is SMK Creations by Brenda, Dusty Granny Crafts by Wendy, Crafts by Amy, Country Loving Market. Yadi's workshop will be closing out the event tomorrow because we did have a cancellation. So if you see a different flyer out there, Yadi is our last one for tomorrow. Anyways, it's a collaboration with my event group, which is Creative Kinship, and Dusty Granny's event group, which is Dusty Granny's Crafts by Wendy. I swear my brain is like gone today. My head is all stuffy. Okay, and that's what we're going to use is this cute little printable from Etsy. Yeah, that works on there. I was questioning whether it was going to actually fit on there or not. But it does. So we're going to use that. Oh my gosh, my head is not doing good today at all. I don't know why my tablet keeps shutting off. Oh wait, I think it updated, actually. If I remember right. Let's see, what color do we want? I tend to go with cashew a lot. I like cashew. Hi, Sarah. When you use cashew, like if you get it for the first time or if you let it set for very long, make sure you shake it really well because it's still updating. Okay, well, I'm using that right now. Make sure you shake it a lot because it tends to have blue pigment that will float to the top if you let it sit for too long. So just make sure you shake it very, very well. Oh, okay. Sorry, my sister just messaged me. Oh, geez. So I'm going to my sister's tomorrow for birthday parties. So it's going to be a birthday party for my sister, brother-in-law, 2 nephews, and then a friend of my sister's. They were going to split them up, but I guess it sounds like they're going to do all in one now. So maybe I'll see about, I'll look and see what the weather's going to be like. And then I'll decide if I'm going to do something. I was thinking about maybe doing, let me see if I have a sponge in here. I was going to see about doing a bazaar. Well, it's not a bazaar. It's actually a festival in my town. There we go. That will go on better. It's a festival in my town. Well, the town I used to live in. Called Caledonian Games. And that was going to be on the date that they were going to do the other party. So maybe I'll see about doing that on that date instead. Since they're going to do it all in one. I need to get more of these sponges. I got some black sponges at one point and I stopped using them. I hope this is not it. because I kept getting like little pieces of the sponge on the surface and I hated it. This one doesn't seem to be doing it though. I am going with the grain of the wood though. A friend of mine was going to do it because she does crafts as well. She doesn't have a Facebook page or anything, but the last bazaar that I did, or well, it's not a bazaar. The last festival that I did, she did as well. And then we have one we're both doing coming up. Oh, I want to say maybe the 18th of July. It's on a Saturday, and we're both doing it. And it's a Christmas in July. That one's an actual bazaar, I believe. Yeah, it is. And so we're both going to be doing that. And then in the town that I live in, they had Pioneer Picnic. And it's just the festival that this town has. And we both did that one. I'm trying to do more bazaars, more festivals, stuff like that. But I also have like a really bad heat sensitivity, so I have to be careful when doing the outside ones. So I have like a fan that if I get too hot, I can just, it's one that hangs around your neck and blows right up at you and then up at your face. And then I have one that can clamp to like the pole of the canopy or a table. And they're all USB charging. So I don't have to remember to have batteries or anything like that. I just charge up a battery charger and that's it. And that one that hangs around your neck, it was only like 12 something from Walmart. And if you have like a canopy for like the bazaars and stuff, they do also sell fans that you can hang from the top inside the canopy that are also battery rechargeable ones, not battery, but rechargeable ones. And then they just have like one has a cord that hangs down to plug it in if you want, or the other one is actually one that you just recharge, and if you wanted to, you can plug it in, but it has like a remote that you can use to turn it on and everything, and so it's nice to know that they have those options. I didn't get that one because I thought, it'd be blowing stuff around on my table and stuff. And so I didn't get that one. Okay, I'm going to sand the edge a second. But anyway, so like I said, this is a 2-day event. Ow. That hurt. Some of those fans that they sell are pretty darn stinking big. Oh, I hurt my hand. Oh, that really hurt. I don't know. It slid and just scraped my hand. And I can't keep a hold of anything today. My hands are hurting too today, so that's not helping matters either. It's one of those days, put it that way. I can injure myself doing anything. I really can. It does not take much work for me to injure myself. Huh. Yeah, I need to get a new tower fan for in the house in my bedroom. Mine, it was funny because it stopped working for the longest time, and then all of a sudden it started working again, and then it worked for a little bit, and then all of a sudden it started making noises again, and now I'm pretty sure it's completely gone. There's no coming back from it now, I don't think. It's a goner. So are you guys doing anything fun for 4th of July? I'm not really doing anything for 4th of July, just like I said, my hands are not working today. Like, do I even have wipies in here? But I do. Good thing I didn't wait for my tablet to turn on because it's still deciding what it wants to do. Just want to make sure there's no hair on it. Down there is where little Fruity Loopy likes to go. Actually, surprised she didn't come in here. She might be in with my brother. I think almost all of the animals deserted me from my brother. Because he's sleeping because he works tonight, so they all left me. They all left me for a bed. So I got a little bit over the edge. I'm just kind of trying to smooth it out. And I know you guys can't tell the difference in the color because on camera it just looks the same, but there is a difference. And that's not smoothing. Go away, you stupid fly. Good thing Ben's not in here. I should be terrified. Why did I pick my mouse up? I'm not even finishing that sentence. I woke up to runny nose. I don't feel like it's a cold. I just feel like it's sinuses. Allergy related. I haven't taken my allergy pills yet. And I forgot to take them last night, so. It is kind of hard to stand with mouths, isn't it? I went to reach down to get it, and I'm like, this is not what I was looking for. It's like, okay, there's something wrong there. Okay, I think I want the other scissors. I know, I'm shaking you guys. I know, I have all these scissors and I'm being picky about which scissors I use. Oh, gosh. I don't know this one. So for those of you who are in my event group, I did post some polls in the poll group, and I'll post more once I figure out if I'm doing any other bazaars and stuff that month. And then Wendy and I are doing another one together on one of the Saturdays. This month. Or not this month, but July. Okay, honestly, I don't care if those are down there or not, so. At least the video is not doing what it did last time. Where I had to switch I had to switch from what internet I was using. I was using my Wi-Fi, and I had to switch to my data on my phone. But it seemed like as soon as I reset the router, it started doing better. That's one thing I like about using StreamYard. Well, one of the many things I like about using StreamYard is because if I am using StreamYard and the signal goes out, it doesn't end my live like it does if you're going live directly through Facebook. It doesn't end my live. It just freezes it for a minute until internet signal is restored. Therefore, I can just go back and you can do that with the free version too. You don't have to pay for it to be able to have that. It gives me time to come back on, or not come back on, but it gives me time to switch internet or for the internet signal to come back on without having to start my live over entirely. Okay. The rooster is going to be the most difficult part, so let me just trim around him really quick and give myself less to hold on to. So how's your weather been, Sarah? Here we've been getting warm. We had 2 days where it was like really weird and it dropped down into like the 50s and 60s and then went back up into 70s, 80s. I don't believe that we've went up above high 80s. I don't think we've gotten up into the 90s that I remember. But then I'm not like outside a whole lot either. Well, I guess I am on Tuesdays, but it hasn't gotten that hot on Tuesdays since I've been doing the Tuesday market yet. Okay, we're almost done. Cutting around this was like a last minute decision. Okay. Getting there. I know I'm not the fastest cutter, but just right at the tail of the rooster. I know this part is boring. Oh, that's good. It's always nice when you can get to the end of that. I know my mom was always really thrilled when she got to the end of that part. She went through chemo twice and radiation. Well, I mean, 2 separate occasions. I'm trying to remember. I think she had to go. I think I took her over like 3 days in a row. And then she had a couple weeks off break, and then I took her I can't remember what her radiation schedule was, but it's been too long. I just know I remember her and my aunt were both so thrilled when they were both done with hers. My mom's was lung cancer, and then my aunt had breast cancer, but hers thankfully hasn't ever came back. Okay, just a few more tail feathers. Okay. All done. Oh, yeah. And we had, my mom's doctor even told her, don't go to the treatments around here. They told us where to go, and so I drove her an hour and a half every time for treatment. So this is our printable. So yeah, I drove her an hour and a half every time for treatment. which was exhausting for me because I was also doing home care at the time, taking care of a guy down the street. And so I was doing that in between. It is cute. Came with a set of printables. Oh yeah, they had better care. I even got to the point where I was driving her over there for the emergency room because I trusted that emergency room more than our emergency room that's 30 minutes away. Because see, our closest hospital is 30 minutes. Our closest doctor is 30 minutes. We live in a little itty bitty tiny town, surrounded by other little itty bitty tiny towns. The most we have here is one credit union, which is where Ty works. One credit union, a little mini market, a little restaurant that I'm not entirely sure what they even have, except for hot dogs, just because that's what's on their sign. We had such bad luck at the hospital around here that unless it was like life-threatening and couldn't wait, I would take her, to the closest one. But anything that where I could drive her a further distance, I did. Partially because her doctor that dealt with all of her infections was an hour and a half away. It's a tiny little restaurant that they live in as well. The little thing, but their sign is so tiny that all I read off of it was hot dog. That was written in bigger writing than anything else. So that's the only reason I even know they have hot dogs. I didn't even know it was open. The last one had more expensive food. Like a lot more expensive food. But yeah. Anytime the other hospitals tried to tried to treat any of my mom's infections, it just took her longer to get over them, and she always ended up having to go see that other doctor anyways, so it just made more sense to take her to a hospital where he had permissions to, hospital privileges, whatever, to be in. Because they didn't really take it kindly to, I tried taking her to the closer ones and telling them to call him, and they did not like it that well. When you tell a hospital to call another hospital to get treatment advice, yeah, they're not very open to the suggestion at all. Unless it's like their suggestion. Then maybe they're more open for the idea, but it's like he knew her more than they did. He knew what worked, what didn't work. Since that flag is so finicky, or flimsy, I guess is the word I want to use. I'm going to dry it and then iron it. Don't forget that Judy with Pacific Crafts with Judy is up next. Yeah. See, and that's one reason why I didn't like that closer one either, is because the delayed care that they gave her always ended up in her having to, she always ended up having to be readmitted by the other hospital for one. But she also ended up having to, or most of the time anyways, she always ended up, sitting in the emergency room longer than it would take for me to drive her to the other one. The amount of time it took for her to sometimes even get in to be seen at the other hospital, or at the one that's closest, the amount of time it would take me to drive her to the other one, she got right in. Because that doctor always told me, just call the emergency room or emergency number for the office if it's after hours, and tell them that I was on my way to the hospital with her. And then they always would call him up immediately, and he would be at the hospital by the time we got there. And her kidney doctor, all of them were able to go see her at that clinic, and so, or at that hospital, and so it made it so much easier. And her cancer doctor was over there, everything, so I kind of like that as well. I took her to this one because we used to have 2 hospitals in that one town where I didn't like. And I would take her, I took her there once, and that was the last time I ever took her there. She went there, and they while I'm waiting for that to heat up, let's work on a bow. I took her there, and I forgot what I was saying. Hold on. Let me find my ribbon really quick. Oh, the one hospital, when I got her there and took her in there to be seen, she, I told them she had cancer and everything. I told them what was going on. They admitted her. Then after they admit her and had me talk to that doctor, and I told him the same thing I told the other doctor. I'm like, she has cancer, and this is exactly what she needs. I already know. And they had told me, she needed, or her blood plates were low. They were telling me all these things, and I'm saying, yeah, I know. This happens every time after she has treatment. Only reason I took her there was because she was worse off that time, and all she needed was like a blood transfusion and something else. I can't remember what it was at the time. And they were like, well, we don't treat cancer patients here, so we don't know how to treat that. And I'm like, she needs blood. I mean, if her blood count's low, she needs blood. It doesn't take a genius to figure that one out. But clearly it did with them. I don't know. It was frustrating. Very, very frustrating. And they had told me, I told her she was a cancer patient and everything, and that she just had chemo and everything, and they acted like they knew what they were talking about until I questioned them more on it, and then they got her back there, and then they all of a sudden didn't know. I know I don't have time, but I'll probably paint some beads, half beads, and go around it in red, white, and blue. That's what I thought. How would they not know? They're a sneaking hospital. You go by the blood work. If they are low on red or on blood, then give them blood. Kind of wondered if you drew the short end of the stick on a bad doctor or something. So I called the doctor's office up and I told them, her cancer doctor, I'm like, I'm stuck in a hospital who says they don't know how to treat this, and they just went dead. They're like, they what? I said, yeah. So I said, maybe you can give them a call and give them a hint as to what to do. And they're like, yes. And so they called them, and then they came in with a treatment plan, and it was like, oh, for crying out loud. That hospital used to be a good hospital, and then it went downhill, and now it's closed completely. But it's like, how do they not know how to do that? And I haven't trusted the other hospital in years. That's the other direction. But there were times that she had to go because she went by ambulance, and they're only going to take you to the closest one. So there were times she had to go to the other one, but I always made sure after that experience that I always called the doctor's office and let them know so they could keep up to date with them. Okay, so I'll put some half beads around, and then I'll do red, white, and blue, but we don't have time, so let's work on the bow. And then I'll just glue it on afterwards. So this came, yeah. Yeah, that's always a good thing if you can get, if they have good doctors at that hospital or the ones who are associated with the hospital, it's always good to get ones like that. But when you're in a small area like I am, you don't always get that luxury. Okay. Did I just throw that on the ground? No. So we have a little combination of ribbons or string or fabric, whatever. It has a name. A little smaller. So I'm just folding these up so I can cut them. And not with the scissors, apparently, because those suck. Not with those scissors, apparently. Well, those work better than the others, but they still don't work great on fabric. Don't you love that when you're trying to cut something and then it just does not work? That's right. That's why all the scissors, because you'll start to try and cut and come up with one that doesn't work. So all of these came in a bundle from Walmart. And if you're going to tear them into strips like this, you do get quite a bit out of them. And then I have a bronze star that I'll use because it will match the... Well, I could do bronze or silver. I'll see. The license plate's a little more bronze. The bumper's more bronze. The license plate's more silver. So I might... see. I think probably I'll go with the... Oh, it's 4. Okay. So I don't have time to do that. So anyways, let me share her in really quick. It also comes with this blue one that I need to tear off. So yeah, Judy's up now, so let me get her shared in really quick. Yeah, let me get to her a different way. It's being a pain in the butt. And then I'll show you really quick the fabric. I might come on later. I'm not sure. But it just depends. I may come on later. We'll see. I need to make some tumblers for tomorrow, so I'm limited already. It was a shorter event today. How am I limited? Okay, it went through that time. Okay, so this fabric, this one, and this one all come in the bundle. I can see if I can find the link on Facebook. If I can, then not on Facebook, on Walmart's website. If so, then I will share the link. But anyways, go ahead and hop on over to Kiss a oh my gosh, I cannot talk today. Kiss a Frog Crafts with Judy. She's on right now. Thank you for joining me. Go ahead and catch her, and then don't forget to catch the rest of the event tomorrow. Bye, everyone.